last time we spoke was around 12 months ago. You decided that you was leaving Australia and that you was ready for a new challenge. So yeah, and you ended up going to India. So talk us through, the thought process and why you ended up where you did.
Yeah, so obviously, like when I spoke to you last, I'd done 5 years at Brisbane Roar. I played 5 years as the captain of the club, and I'd hit that 100 game mark in the league. So I felt like it was the right time. I was at the age where I was 33, so it was kind of like I was at that age where if I was going to try something, it had to be then. I felt that the club I was at, Brisbane, it was more like the model of the A League had changed from when I was first went there. Whereas when I went there, it was always about signing experienced players, trying to finish as high as you can in the table, and trying to obviously win trophies. And ultimately, that's what you want to do as a footballer. I felt the model of the club I was at and the league itself had kind of come away from that in that yes, there was clubs that wanted to win, but there was also a lot of trying to develop young players and sell them, and obviously make financial gains for the football clubs, which is always the case for every club you go out worldwide. Everyone wants to sell young players or sell players. But for me, it was just a case of I just didn't want to be a part of something that was just, I was just kind of going through the later part of my career and just being there. I wanted to achieve things. So, yeah, look, obviously I made the right decision. And I just wanted to try something new. Obviously, as I said to you last time, I'd played in England, I'd played in Scotland, and now I'd done Australia. And fortunately, I was provided an opportunity where I could try a different country. And yeah, I'm grateful for my time in Brisbane, but it was the right time for me to leave and try something new. And obviously, the opportunity come up to play for Mohun Bagan, so it was an incredible year. But yeah, no, I'm very grateful for that opportunity.
Yeah, so do you feel that the A League has taken maybe a step back from when you first went over to it, and obviously now you got the Indian Super League, which caught your attention, that's sort of making
Yeah,
its way?
yeah. For me, when I first went to the A League, they were signing names for every team. Majority of teams, anyway, would sign a marquee player of the likes of when I first went there. There was obviously throughout my time there was Nani, there was Ola Toivonen, Adam Lafondra. I'm just trying to think of names off the top of my head here, but obviously we signed Charlie Austin. I know Juan Matt has gone there now, so Kazuki Honda. Like there's a lot of names I'm just trying to think of off the top of my head where teams would sign a marquee player and obviously fill their other foreign spots. Being there was 5 foreign spots with experienced players to go and win and achieve things and ultimately entertain fans and win football matches. Whereas I felt it came away from that model and they were trying to just go for younger players and try and sell them. But as I know with football, if young players are going to be sold and be successful, they need to be part of dressing rooms where you've got experienced footballers in there and who can nurture them and help them. And that's always been the case throughout my career. I've seen young players go. They've always had a good dressing room, good quality pros who can help them do that. You know what I mean? So mate, I just didn't want to be part of something anymore where it was almost like a lot of young players, and it wasn't necessarily that pressure to win games. I always want football's about winning football matches, and if it wasn't, I wasn't going to be part of something where I'm just trying to help someone develop to be sold. You know what I mean?
Was you quite open-minded when looking for your next destination, or did India come along early on and catch your eye?
As I said to you last time, throughout my time at Brisbane, obviously opening that door to that Asian market and put myself in a different window to the Football League and to the SPL, I'd always had kind of different interests from different countries. I'd had interest from Thailand in my time, Indonesia in my time, and India. But the one thing with India is there's always that one club, and like it's hard to kind of put it into to words how big that club is. Like it's massive, it's huge. The fans are incredible, and when that opportunity came, like throughout the time, it was probably like I knew it was obviously the right time to go and the right club to go to, but yeah, when they came knocking, I couldn't turn that down because the fan base, the club, the size of the club, you go into a club where there's pressure on to win football matches every week, and it couldn't have been any more different from the club I left, to be honest with you. And that was what I was ready for. That was what I wanted, and fortunately, football put me in a place where I was able to do that and achieve that. So, yeah, there was different interests from different clubs, but when they came knock, it was a no brainer to obviously to choose that club.
I know when you first arrived, there was videos of you at the airport, fans coming getting your autograph. I thought, I know someone famous. Yeah, you mobbed. So yeah, how was that? Did you know exactly what you'd signed up for when that happened?
Yeah, no, like I'd seen it in the previous years because the year before they signed Jason Cummins, who people in the UK obviously would know from his time in Scotland and some of the football league clubs he played for. And I played against him in Australia. So when I'd kind of seen the welcoming he had, and to be fair, the club tease like lets you know like when you arrive that could happen. So no, it was amazing experience. Obviously, to be welcomed like that, like it's incredible. You wouldn't sign anywhere in the football league and get that when you like get to the train station or the airport or whatever. So no, it was pretty special to be fair, and no, it was incredible experience.
So what's the coverage and the fan base like? Because probably, from England, you think of India, you think IPL,
Mm.
the cricket. But, looking at some of the videos of yourself, you get a very big crowd every week.
Yeah, so no, the IPL is obviously huge. Everyone knows the IPL. We actually went to watch a game when we were over there. It was pretty special, to be fair. The show that was at the team in Calcutta, but no, the ISL. Obviously, some teams, like any league, are more well supported than others. But yeah, the club we was at was the average attendance I think was like 42,000, and in the final there we had like up to 70,000 fans. So we like we had our group of foreigners that even after the games were like, there's not many places in world football you would go to and have this type of atmosphere play in front of every week, and that the type of passion that they have for the football club's pretty mental, to be fair. So like it's obviously there's a pressure that comes with that, which is winning games, which we was able to do. But yeah, no, it's pretty special. The other teams, there's other clubs that obviously have big fan bases over the different places. And no, it's a good league, and you've got the interest levels pretty high, very high in fact, and every game's televised, and um, yeah, it's there's some brilliant away days, to be fair, and to be fair, wherever we go, we travel well. When you land at the airport, you're getting welcomed. We take a big away following, so it's pretty special. And honestly, it's like we always say as foreign lads, because we've got a good UK base of foreign lads there. It's like it's hard to put into words like what it's like, how big the actual club is. You know.
Yeah, is it a bit of a sleeping giant where, if you're on the outside, you don't really know, what it's all about and how big it actually is?
Yeah, I always felt that like wherever I've like when I moved to Scotland from England, like you always feel like in football, like wherever you are is kind of the be all and end all. But when I moved to Scotland, like you don't really realise the size of Scottish football until you get up there, you know. Obviously everyone knows Rangers and Celtic, but like if you were to go to like a Motherwell Hamilton game, like it's mental. And like people don't necessarily always know the size of the leagues or the size of the clubs until you actually get there. And obviously this is a kind of whole different landscape. We're talking about like India. It's hard because obviously televised wise, I don't know how accessible it is for English people, and obviously they're probably watching their local team here. But yeah, it's pretty big. It really is. And yeah, there's some really good footballers out there, like really good, especially like obviously we've got very good foreigners that come to play in the league, and the Indian players are good as well.
Yeah, obviously you've, sampled a number of leagues. So is the standard, is the standard quite high?
Everyone used to ask me when I went to Australia, like what was the standard like in Australia compared to Scotland, or what was it like compared to England? And it's kind of it's hard because obviously you factor in the heat, you factor in there's a lot of variables in comparison. In my opinion, it was a very good standard. You were allowed four out of you would sign six foreign players out of that. There was four allowed on the pitch. And obviously, and you've got the Indian players as well. It's a physical league in terms of obviously demanding with the heat. And yeah, no, it's a good standard. But in terms of comparison, it's really, really hard. As I said, when it was comparing Australia to Scotland and all this, they're all different in their own ways.
was it been like culturally? Have you sort of experienced a new side of life? Have you sort of stepped into, the Indian culture and seen new
Yeah,
things?
oh, 100%. Like you just the things you see. I said to the lads, like, because like I said, we had a good UK base of foreigners. We like Greg Stewart, myself, Jace Cummins, a couple of the Aussie lads. And I always said to the lads, like, if someone put a YouTube channel of us and our experience over there, like, it would be the subscribers would be through the roof because it's just like obviously incredible experiences, and you're going through it with us as like mates. You know what I mean? It was like some of the things you saw were just incredible and all different aspects of life. And that's where I've been very fortunate in the career that I've had to be able to have these experiences and go through these different cultures.
Obviously you want to enjoy life off the pitch, but on the pitch is, as a footballer, probably the most important thing. And the goal must be so pleasing your first season.
Like I look at it, it couldn't have gone much better on the pitch if I'm honest. You when you go to any new club, you want to kind of set your marker and show what you are as a player and a person, and hopefully your character can come out. And yeah, look, it was just an incredible year. Like probably the best year in my career, or up there with one of them, because we kept a lot of clean sheets. We won both trophies. We won the league, and I always felt, especially towards the back end, we were going to win the league. We were comfortably, in my opinion, the best team, and we showed that over the course. But and then we went into like the finals series where you never know. It's like the playoffs in England. You never know. Anything can happen. So to win that one as well was pretty special as well. So, and obviously the final was in front of our home fans. So no, it was amazing. So yeah, throughout all the experiences and the things we're talking about, it's great. But ultimately, it comes down to football and being the best player you can be and winning matches. And as I said, that was my reason for going to India into that club, is because I wanted that pressure to win football match. And at that club, you're going to get it. And yeah, look, we did it. With a lot of fans comes a lot of pressure, and yeah, we to win that double was very good.
And just finally, last year you said you've got plenty more to give. Obviously, you want to do longer in India, but even beyond that, we be looking at more places to sort of explore, more leagues to try out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm 34 now, but like I watched a 37-year-old score in the Champions League semi-final the other night. So you see players now with the longevity, and if you can look after yourself and eat and do all the right bits and pieces that obviously go with recovery, you can play a long time. And obviously, me going to Australia at 28 years of age, I always feel that that's helped prolong my career. I got out of them 55 games a year. I remember when we got promoted with Blackpool, I played 55, 56 games that year, and you're almost limping on the beach at the end of the season. Like, if you're just knackered. So I'm very lucky that I've been able to kind of still play around the average of 30 games a year for the last 5, 6, 7 years, which hopefully gives me more grounds to go. But now physically, I feel great. And yeah, look, like I would like to you never know where the future holds. But for me, I'm just focused on the next year and just continue to keep playing. But yeah, I've got no aims to finish playing football in the next 3 to 5 years. In my opinion, I can keep going. I played every played every minute that was required for this year, other than one suspension of a game. I trained every session. Other than when I got ill once, I had a bit of dodgy, somewhat dodgy. But no, physically I feel good. So I pride myself on being fit, and I always have done in my career. So I don't see a reason why I can go for many more years to come.